Hello. If my audio's not working, someone let me know. I've just been reading the chat here, so Mia, I am also wondering how the trade went. Okay, we've got Alex here checking in on discipline also. Walking away green, that's great, Mia. Traded P&L today. Yeah, it's hard not to. And the only thing you can do when you kind of fall off is to just look at it and then come back tomorrow focused on your rules and focused on what you need to do. 11-hour life, you held for 13.75 points. Next 1 minute candle hit that 20 points. Oh, I know that always happens, right? You get out and then like 10 seconds later it goes and hits your target. But 13, almost 14 points is good because I remember when you started aiming for more, you were first aiming for 10 points. So you're getting there. Let's just see what's going on with Alex today. Okay, so Alex says, I was super focused on my P&L today because I'm working on my nearly dead Apex account. It is so hard when an account is almost dead. I've never been able to bring one back, but I'm sure it's possible. So took it up from 40 bucks to 95 of drawdown available. Did I wait for a setup? Well, yeah, I always do. Well, that's great that you waited for a setup because when it's like a dying account or an account that's like just on the edge, I think it's really hard to be patient and wait for setups and not just try to jump in for 10 points at some random spot. So that's good. Orlando, just a little trading this morning, followed my game plan, that's good, and had a good first day on my 3 funded accounts. Nice. Going to keep trading small on these. That's a really good plan. I think the most accounts I've had at once was I had 3 Apex accounts going and it just, I wasn't ready for it. I traded terribly. I lost them pretty quickly. But yeah, I think 3 funded accounts at once is, I want to say, a pretty big deal. I think it is anyway. So good job on that and good job on going slow on them and sizing down. That's awesome. Just aim to keep those accounts. All right. Nice. Ryan stuck to the rules this morning and you're up 2R. That's great. Mr. Joseph trades. Hey, what's up? Small green day. That's good. Still trying to only take A+ setups and proper sizing. That's great. Yeah. So I've talked to you in the comments on the videos quite a bit. And yeah, so your thing, I think you were you looking at the Mark Douglas stuff and the focus was just those A+ setups and trying to get a string of them? Or is that someone else? I know that you're waiting for the A+ setups, which is awesome. We should all be doing that. I didn't trade today, by the way. I can show you my chart in a second here. Yeah, Ryan, I didn't. I'm not up or down. I looked at, so I'll show you what I saw this morning. Okay. Sorry, I'm on my trackpad here and it's really not fast at moving the chart around. Okay, so we opened here and right away for me it's a red flag when it's like a 20-point opening range. So that eliminates my C strategy right off the hop. And then with the market not moving much, then it's also, I'm not going to be taking my A strategy because the MA is not going to move 50 points. And there were no opportunities for B. So I think, I had this zone marked out as somewhere where I would like to short from. I saw this happen. I thought about taking a short right here, but then I thought that's what I had been doing last Thursday, Friday, and Monday and losing. So I just thought, I'm going to leave it. It's FOMC day. I'm just going to call it a day on trading early and move on to other things. So no trade, and I'm fine with that. Okay. Orlando, no FOMO for me today. That's great. Didn't even look at the charts after I was done this morning. Yeah, I didn't, I wanted to go back and look at them and I thought, no, there's no point because I shouldn't be trading at this time of day. I don't trade in the afternoon or I'm definitely not supposed to trade in the afternoon. So what's the point of going looking? Mr. Joseph Trades maybe I'll just call you Joe or Joseph. Getting my strategy coded and automated, so I'm hoping that will keep me from sabotaging my results. My edge for A+ setups is 80 PCT. What's 80 PCT? So I need to just let it play out. Yeah, that's good. I don't think, and I know like people have told me you should have your strategy automated, but I still think I tried a while ago and it just didn't work at all. But I think that there's just kind of too much, I guess, discretion in mine as far as like, I don't know how much you can actually, I'm not a computer programmer, so I'd have to have somebody else do it for me. But like, I don't know how much you can change on a daily basis, saying like, okay, you can take a long here, but there needs to be targets up here kind of thing. I don't know. So I don't think I'm going to be able to automate anytime soon, and I'm okay with that. I just need to practice taking the trades. Oh, Orlando passed those accounts in a week, trading very small. Wow. Yeah, so it proves to you that there's no need to trade big at all. I plan to continue the way I have been trading. That's a great mindset, and just stay focused on that and keep up with that. Oh, sorry guys, my phone is on. Don't get greedy and don't get tempted to size up to make more money quickly. All right. So we're talking about trading the P&L. Yeah. I've been having a hard time with that lately. I think it's probably like the hardest thing to get past in trading is to not be thinking about the money and focusing on the money and how much you made or how far you are from a payout or passing or whatever kind of goals there are. So I don't know. I just need to keep it off my screen and try not to focus on it. Try to put the focus on the actual trades and on keeping track of my discipline. I found that that's been kind of the only thing that works to keep me from trading the P&L, is to keep the focus just on, did I follow the rules today? Yes or no? All right, so we have Anime Hunter. How are we doing, guys? It sounds like people are mostly up on the day in here. I'm flat on the day. Yeah, when I came and looked I checked FOMC in here and I was like, oh, nothing. So like it didn't do anything at all. And then obviously I guess Powell probably started his press conference here and then it got it moving. This was the opening range, the opening 1 minute range from this morning. And then I had this marked out from earlier that I would like to look at this as an area of support if it came down there, but it didn't in the session time that I had allotted to trade. So nothing for me. But I'm kind of annoyed with this FOMC. I wanted a huge move. I think I wanted a huge drop. I wanted the price to go down a lot, but it didn't. So this is kind of annoying because now it's like, are we gonna tomorrow again open at these all-time highs and just have like this choppy kind of slow grind up? It's annoying. All right. Uh-oh, Mike, I got wrecked on the M2K. Lesson learned. At least I put a stop loss on. Hey Chris, I feel like I was talking to you yesterday in the comments on something. Okay, yeah, you wanted to hold for 10%. I remember that. You guys, I made a list. I made an accountability list here so that it's more organized for me. Okay, so Chris almost made the 10%. Serious top trades indicated the shorts were attacking. Got out at 7%. Okay, well, 7% is good. If you had a reason to get out early, then that's smart rather than waiting for your stop to be taken out and turn it into a loss. So that's good. Oh, okay. So are we going to talk about discretionary trading here versus automated, or I guess mechanical, maybe is what you would call it? So Alex says, I believe day trading can only be done manually I can't talk today. Discretionary trading. Automated only higher time frames will work in the long term. Day trading has too many variables. Um, yeah, I don't know. I know that like when I tried to automate my strategy, it was just like I just couldn't get it to where I wanted, and it just felt like there were too many variables to actually program that in. At the time, I thought maybe my strategies, maybe it just sucks. Like maybe a better strategy, you would be able to automate it, but I'm still trading it. It still works for me, so I'm not gonna throw it out. Um, uh-oh. David says, FOMO got me today, down 150, broke my entry rules, but stopped out for the day. Okay, well, David, it sounds like you didn't blow any accounts. So, I mean, for an FOMC day, I think that's not terrible. It could have been much worse. And so maybe it sounds like you might have a daily loss limit set for yourself that when you hit that, you're done. So that's good to have. Oh, what? Ryan says there are three. I am so bad at keeping track of I try to stay on top of the news that's coming out, but I'm really bad at keeping track of like the earnings and stuff like that. So Ryan says there are 3 Mag 7 earnings in an hour and 2 more tomorrow. So markets are likely to hold overall or even go up some more. Okay, well, it's good to know. I don't know, I just hate these all-time highs and being up here. So I'd like for some kind of a pullback. Kid Poker, hey, how are you doing? What happened today? Did you start a new eval a little bit slower? You didn't ask to be on my accountability list, but you're here anyways. So just want to know if you traded a little bit smaller, or did you start a new eval and kind of go for it trying to pass? Let me know. And is anyone still trading in this, or are we all kind of out for the day? I just always assume that people are finished trading. Like, I assume that no one trades in the afternoon, but I realize that's ridiculous. Okay, so Kid Poker says, yes, was trading micros. No, we talked about this yesterday. Was $120 from passing and lost $800 on one trade with 5 micros, still too much. Yeah, I think that for you, like I said yesterday, like you're passing these evals pretty quickly, but then you've had so many funded accounts, but then you're losing the funded accounts, which ends up costing a lot of money. Like it doesn't seem like that it's that much money at the time, but definitely when you pass that many and you activate that many accounts, it adds up. It's a lot. So I would say size down on the eval, even from 5 micros to like 1 or 2 micros. And if you have your P&L on the chart, I would say take the P&L off of the chart so that you can just focus on the process and the actual trades, and also maybe cut down on the amount of trades that you're taking. So, okay, yes, all right, you're in the hole over the last 3 years. I'm in the hole quite a bit in my trading over the last 3 years. And I know a lot of people are in similar situations or have been in similar situations. But I can tell you just from my experience, just since I started doing the YouTube channel, so I haven't made a lot of money, but just not buying any new prop accounts for, okay, so July, August, September. Okay, so I've had like 4 months basically since I bought that account. it feels like I'm making money just because I'm not paying for prop accounts. So I know you're in the hole with trading now and you want to make the money back quickly. We all want to make the money back quickly. It sucks losing the money and being down. But I think if you can just slow down for a couple months and really focus on the process and the rules, then you might experience what I have where you're like, oh shit, it feels like I'm making money because I'm not spending so much money on trading. So I'd like for you to try that. And anybody else who is spending more money than they want to on prop firms and feeling pressured to get out of the hole and pressured to make it back quickly, just make the goal to stop spending so much on prop firms. It's not going to help me with my affiliate commissions. My husband tells me to stop giving that advice, but I think that we just need to slow down and stop spending so much. And you feel bad about yourself when you're just I mean, I know I did. I felt just terrible constantly going in and then also seeing on the credit card, whether it was Top Step or Apex, just all those charges lined up on there. Like it wasn't good for my emotional state. It wasn't good for my psychology. And then that bled into my trading because then I was focusing so much on the P&L when I should have been focusing on the process. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. I hope you will try it. Just slow down for a little bit and try to spend less money. Okay. Oh, Yusuf sold his XRP positions for 13% in profit. That's awesome. Great. I'm not an options trader, but I did have some success following someone else in options when I first started. So good job hanging on to them for 13%. That's really good. Yeah, Kid Poker, so you had some payouts. That's good. But yeah, I still think you need to slow down on it. You're putting way too much pressure on yourself. And in trying to get out of the hole quickly, you're just going to dig a deeper hole. I know it's annoying. The idea of slowing down sucks, but I think it's really what has to happen. Okay, good. Orlando says, to Kid Poker, that sounds exactly how I was a year ago. I traded 4 to 5 micros. I'm now 1, 2, or 3 max. If I do 3 micros, not much losing of accounts and easier to be more consistent. Exactly. Yeah, and I think like we've all probably been in that place where we're trying to rush it, we're trading too much size, and we're just going for those payouts. So thank you for sharing that experience. Sorry guys, I find the chat so distracting. Someone told me to watch out for that, but Orlando says another thing for him was over trading with 4 to 5 micros. I trade maybe 2 to 3 trades max now. Yeah, Kid Poker, that's another thing that I feel like I talked about yesterday with you, was it sounds like you're over trading. So what if you cut down your number of trades and your trading window? I don't know. I didn't like before cutting down my trading window, but now it's kind of nice to know that by, 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m. New York time, I'm done with trading for the day and I can move on to other things. Joseph says most traders never get a payout, so just figure out how to go slow and steady. I am curious about these stats though, on most traders never getting a payout, because obviously, like, I wish that those stats would be broken out into like separate out the ones that quit within the first year from everybody else and like break it out like traders, how many get a payout who have been trading for 1 year versus 2 years versus 3 years and on. Like, I think that would be very interesting, because I think it took me, I don't know how long it took me. 2 years probably to get a payout. When did I get my first payout? Yeah, it was about 2 years, because I think I got my first payout last October. And then I got another one in January. And then it took me until this October to get another payout. That was hard. That was hard getting a payout in January and then not being able to get another one until, close to a year later. Okay, so Mike says, I think it really depends on everyone's situation. Someone may have a family, kids, obligations, bills, etc. So traders want to use payouts to quit their 9 to 5. Yeah, I 100% understand that. And it is, yeah, it's different for all of us, right? Like, I feel like I have a very lucky situation with my trading where I have somebody else paying the bills for me, so I'm not feeling stressed to pay the bills. But on the other hand, we want to move out of the country, so it's on me and my trading to make the money and the, steady income to move us out of the country. So I think we all have sort of some bigger goal that we want with our trading. But at the end of the day, we all need to slow down in order to get consistent and to not dig ourselves a deeper hole where we've spent more money on it. And yeah, it just... Kid Poker, the question is, does NQ ever go down? I mean, it feels like that lately. My $20,000 loss on NQ when I was in that signals group was on a long. So I was traumatized and felt like, oh, NQ just, takes these massive, just dies off. So, but now it's quite different. Okay, I see someone in here. Yesterday we were talking, okay, Ruprecht. What can I call you? Because I'm going to say Rupert. I'm sorry. That's probably not your actual name, but it's just easier for me. So he said I was going to comment about being held accountable, but I couldn't figure out how to phrase it. I need to be held accountable to not be stupid. Okay, but you just got to clarify, like, what's being stupid for you? Is being stupid you're up $500 on the day and then you get greedy wanting $20 more or something and then you lose it all? Like, is that stupid? Or is stupid over trading? Is stupid, taking setups that are not valid setups, like just random FOMO trades? Or, are you, cutting your winners, moving your stops? Like, there's usually, like, I know it feels like just overall being stupid, but there's usually like a few main things that you're doing repeatedly, and that's kind of holding you back and tripping you up. So if you can, okay, but sorry guys, how did you do today? So why don't we start with, like, today? Did you follow your rules? Were you stupid today? So let's just hold you accountable for today, and then we can figure out, like, the bigger picture of where you're going wrong. I like this. I can't read this, it's too long, but Video Journal said to Kid Poker, preserve your psychological capital. Yes, that's something that I don't think we take into account or think about at all. We don't think about our emotional capital. We don't think about our mental capital. We just are thinking about how much we can afford, or, like in my case, I couldn't afford what I was putting on my credit card, but I just sort of like chose to ignore that and was like, it's not going to matter because next month I'm going to get a payout and I'll be able to pay the credit card off. Didn't happen. But yeah, think about the mental, emotional capital as well, because it's not just financial. Okay, Alex is telling me that the stats come officially from brokers. 90% of people lose 90% of their money in 90 days. Well, that makes me feel better about how I started trading, because I lost 50% of my capital in the first 30 to 60 days of trading. So that's all right. 90%, that would have really hurt. I think if you lose 90% in the first 90 days, that's probably where a lot of people quit, because you've run out of the money to trade. Okay, Kid Poker, after 3 years and all the till, not sure I have any left. You do. You just need to take a break and step back from this, because, like, to me, like, just from my perspective in talking to you through the comments on the videos the last couple months, like, it's so taxing to have these tilt days and these blow up days, and you've been having them, like, more than one a week. So yes, right now you would feel like I have no more psychological capital left. Like I'm finished. But I think if you could go just a month without having those kind of like wild fluctuations in your trading, like just a month of like calm, following the rules, not over trading, not trying to make money, then you might feel like, okay, I actually have a lot more mental capital left. So I really want you to try it. I just want you to slow down on your trading. Give it yourself a month to feel better. I don't know, call it a mental health month or something, where you're not trying to make money and you're not trading too much size. And you're not spending so much on the prop firms. I don't think people realize how hard that is on your psychology and on your confidence when you're constantly giving them money. Like it sucks to be giving them money all the time. Oh, hey Raj. Nice moves in the market. I don't know. I wasn't really happy with the market today, but I'm just looking at the first hour, so maybe that's my problem. Okay, again, if anybody hears me drinking water, just tell me. It's not going higher now, right? Ugh. It's like if it's back at all-time highs, I'm going to lose it. Maybe I should switch the 5-minute to the hourly over here, just since I don't have a very big window here for the charts. Kid poker, no. Don't switch to a personal account right now. If you're going to make a switch right now, switch to a practice account or a paper account. Do paper trade for a month and like sit down and really figure out your rules, and then just go this month. I'm not going to spend any money on trading, so I'm going to be ahead of where I would have been, and I'm just going to trade this paper account to practice following the rules and practice trading small and see how it goes. And if you're doing well at the end of that, then putting $500 into a live account might be a good idea. But $500, you really don't have much room. Like my little personal account now, I think it's down to 150, and that's not even enough to trade one micro. So I gotta figure that out. But okay. Alex Dean misses the days of the meme stocks. I don't think that I was trading in that time. I started in 2022, and I was pretty much I spent only a month in options, made money, went to futures, and then, lost it all. Red Cedar. I've been watching your videos. Definitely like what you're doing with this channel. My story is your story, but double the losses and prop expenses. On my last 2 funded accounts, 1 micro at a time. Okay, well, that's good that you've sized down. Obviously it sucks that you've lost so much. That's, a lot of us have, 3 or 4 or more years into it, we've lost a lot of money. Now, in your funded accounts with the 1 micro, are you still focusing on the P&L? Like, are you still watching the money on them? Or are you just kind of like, where you're like, okay, F it, I have these 2 accounts left. I'm just going to focus on actually taking good trades in the process and not worry about the money because it's only a micro. I hope that's what's happening, because honestly, it's much easier to trade that way. Like, it's harder to have the discipline to trade that way, but I think once you start trading, just looking for good trades and following your rules and your process, then it becomes clear that it's like, oh, this is the easier way to do things. I think, again, the mental, emotional capital of it, like you're not having those crazy swings. Mike says trading futures requires at least 1,000 to 5,000 starting capital. I would agree with that. On my little personal account, so I started with, what did I start with? 1,500? No, 1,675 American. And it was going really well at first, and then I didn't take a break when I should have taken a break. And then once it got down below like 500, it just felt like it was really difficult. And then now I can't even take a trade on it. So I don't know. I mean, I want to say it would have been better for me to have a bigger buffer starting out. But then if you were to ask my husband, then he would say, no, that would have been worse because then you would have lost $5,000 instead of, $1,600. So I'm not sure who would be right in that scenario. Hey, Jerry. Okay, Jerry says, I followed my rules today, except I mugged Bitcoin and Ethereum for a quick 100 each while I was taking lunch from actual work. Okay, well, I'm glad that you followed your rules, and that's good that you made money. I hear Bitcoin's crazy to trade. Is it very volatile? I haven't even looked at it because I'm just like, I don't want to get sucked into something new and then start trading Bitcoin. Okay, Red Cedar, so I asked you about if you're paying attention to the P&L or if you're process focused with just trading the single micro on these accounts that you have left. You said definitely do watch my P&L. My mind converts numbers to dollars. Yep. Getting away from the P&L concept is very difficult. It's, yeah, like I said, I think today, I think already on this stream, I said, like, I think the hardest part of this for me has been not focusing on the P&L, like trying to take the money out of it. And it seems like when I'm successful doing that for a little while, it seems to find a way to creep back in. Like I was good with not doing it, and then I started taking some little payouts, and then I started going into the sessions looking for bigger trades. I think because I was thinking I want to take more money out at the end of the day instead of just taking my actual setups and being focused on the process and what actually got me to the point of taking payouts. So yeah, I don't know. If anyone has any advice or suggestions for getting away from focusing on the P&L too much, then please put them in here because I think it's probably something that we all struggle with or we need to, at the very least, stay on top of. Yeah, I don't even look at crypto. I don't know. Maybe I should. My husband knows more of what's going on in crypto than I do. Okay, video journals telling Kid Poker not to touch a personal account, to do some research, trade for a while, incremental adjustments. Yeah, I think incremental adjustments are huge. We can't fix everything at once. We can't, even like whether it's psychology or strategy, we can't just you can't just throw out your whole strategy at once, be like, okay, now I'm just going to switch to something completely different and then keep doing that. And you can't also go write a list of like, these are all my discipline issues and then expect that you're going to be able to fix them all, in a week or something. All right, Ken says, I feel like someone was telling me something about crypto. Ryan says trading Bitcoin is like if FX and futures had a hate child. Okay, so but I don't know what that means in terms of trading. Someone put it in the comments. What did they say when I talked about like that people tell me to trade ES because I'm trading the NASDAQ? What was it? They said that the ES is a squirrel. What did they say? ES is like a squirrel on Ritalin. The NQ is a squirrel on crack, and YM or the Dow is, I don't know, maybe like just a squirrel. I can't remember, but I saw it and I was like, so I might have taken it the wrong way because when they said the ES is a squirrel on Ritalin, my experience with Ritalin is remembering like kids in school, not kids, but like, above the age of 14, like they would pretend to take their Ritalin and then instead they would just collect a bunch of Ritalin and then, crush it up and snort it. So to me, Ritalin I think of it as an upper. But then I told my husband that, and he's like, no, Ritalin is used to like calm people down. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's what he meant with the S. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I don't think I want to trade Bitcoin. I think I'll just stick with the NQ. Kid Poker, sorry, Kid Poker, are you annoyed like you're just constantly being singled out in here? That's what we should do every day. Just like pick one person and be like, we're all gonna focus on your issues today, and you get the whole live stream to you. So I think what happens after 3 years, you start to get lost in all the BS. What are you, like, I think you're probably onto something with that. And I think when we're done with this, you should look into that more and actually like take pen to paper and write down, like, what do you feel like you're getting lost in? Are you getting lost in all the strategies? Like, are you strategy hopping or always wanting to try different things or thinking there's something better out there? Or like you've tried all the strategies? Or do you mean the BS of like other traders and social media? I'm not on social media, but I understand that like there's trading gurus on social media constantly like posting their wins and all that. So like, is that what you're getting lost in? Like in the comparison to other people? I would say everyone should get off of social media, but I don't know. Maybe that seems extreme. Okay, so Yusuf says about crypto in general, it's 10% up out of nowhere, then 10% down out of nowhere. It's a lot of manipulation from big players. Okay, so then I'm imagining it's hard to trade. Like, is there structure before the like 10% up or the 10% down, or it just happens and it's like looking back at the chart, you're like, well, there's no way I could have caught that or seen it coming. Because if that's the case, then wouldn't even want to try trading it. Oh no. Ken says I made an error today on my PA account and traded 5 contracts of ES instead of MES. And you didn't have a heart attack? I feel like I would just, I don't know what would happen if I accidentally traded 2 minis instead of 2 micros. And came within $200 of blowing my account. Then I threw the dice and blew it. I almost qualified another on FOMC. Okay, so it sounds like it worked out, other than like probably causing you some serious stress in the moment. Oh. Okay. Oh. Guys, I've lost where I am in the chat. I think I get excited about the chat because a lot of you, probably most of you, I've been talking to you kind of like back and forth in the comment section for, a few months now. And now it's like, oh, I get to ask these people questions in real time and, like converse with them in real time. So it's exciting, but then I lose my place in the chat and, it might be difficult to watch or listen to. If it is, I'm sorry. Okay, so back on the P&L focus, I just want to look at this for a second. Alex says it's hard not to focus on P&L. We do it for money. Yeah, most of us. Yeah, I think we all got into this for money, right? No one. I'm sure some people, but I don't. Definitely not the majority of people got into this being like, oh, this thing's going to be a really fun challenge for me to take on, and I don't care about the money. I just want to put myself through hell for a few years. So yeah, I think we all get into it for the money. Have to accept and learn to live with the P&L swings. Yeah, maybe we just need to trade 1 micro, 1 Russell where swings are lower. That's what I'm thinking for, like, I'm down to 1 micro now just because I was focusing on the P&L too much, where I think if I'm only risking $40, I kind of don't care. Like, my heart rate's not gonna jump up over $40. And when it's that, I don't have a problem to just close it up and walk away. And it's not on my mind for the whole day. Cameron says, yes, I survived using ChatGPT, went back to the last 3 Fed rate meetings to measure market reaction and prepared accordingly. Hey, that's a good idea. I didn't even think to look at the past meetings. I just thought to be like, I'm not trading today. But I like that idea. That's a good suggestion for the next time we have one of these news events. Mike says it could be that you don't have complete confidence in your trading strategy or rules if you keep adjusting your TP and your stop loss. You can also change the dollar amount to ticks to get your mind off of it. Yeah, so mine is in points, but I think the problem is, that we can do the quick math and convert the points to dollars. I try not to do that, but yeah, and I think a lot of it does come down to the confidence. I know that was definitely my problem it still is. Like, I don't have complete confidence in my strategy. It helped doing this and actually following my rules and not going on tilt for a few months, because I was able to get at least some decent data to where it's like, okay, I have a 60% win rate. I never knew that because I would have looked at backtesting before and thought like I should have an 80% win rate. So I have more confidence in it now. And I think just having that information helps me, because if I do have, when I have 1 or 2 red days in a week, I think, well, yeah, I'm, that fits the pattern and I'm supposed to have 1 or 2 red days. So yeah, I think confidence just takes time, and actually sticking to the strategy and following through on your plan, doing your plan, which it's hard because, you get the confidence from sticking to the plan, but it's like you need the confidence to stick to the plan. So I find that one's tricky, and it's almost just like you have to force yourself to stick to it. All right. Build your CNC. I survived, but I'm an options seller, so I don't have much to worry about. Oh, why do you not have much to worry about if you're an options seller? I'm not sure. I understand with options you have more time because of the expiry dates. But if you could just elaborate on that a little bit, just because I don't understand. Ryan, what I do to not trade P&L, change my active trade bar to ticks. Yep. And now I just think of things in R's. Yep. That's a good idea. Yeah, risk to reward. So just think in terms of risk to reward, how much I'm up or down. I do like that idea. Faisal asks, are you up or down this month? I honestly don't know if I'm up or down this month, because I want to say I'm up this month because I got past my $1,500 buffer in my funded account, and then I started taking payouts, everything that was over the $1,500, and that was $550 that I transferred over, and now the account's at like 26,000. I'm like $200 away from that $1,500 buffer. So I'd say I'm up a bit on the month. I'm okay with it. I don't like that I really set myself back last Thursday, Friday, and this Monday. And if I would have stuck to my plan on those days, then I would confidently right now be like, yep, I'm up on the month and things are going great. But I set myself back there a bit. But overall, yeah, I'm up, and I've been in the same funded account for, I don't know, a few months. I think since the beginning of September, maybe sooner. End of August, I think I got the funded account. So for me, that's definitely the longest I've been able to hold on to one account and take payouts without just totally losing my mind the second after I take the payout. Jerry, yeah, I always wondered about giving hyperkids speed. Yeah, I don't understand how it works at all, because I have a adult friend, and he went on, what did he go on, 5 ants or something? And we were out with another friend, and she's works in medicine, And they were telling me how amazing this Vyvanse is. Like, he's like, I focus now and I get, before the house used to be a mess and now I clean the house up and I get all this stuff done. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Everyone should be on Vyvanse. And then our friend who's in medicine is like, well, it's basically just, it's an amphetamine, so we probably shouldn't. And I'm like, oh, like, how does that work then? I don't get it. Anyways, sorry, off topic. Cameron looks like he's watching gold right now. Okay, guys, I'm lost here again. Oh, hey, Mikhail. Is there I feel like there should be an H sound in there, like Mikhail, but I'll say Mikhail. No, I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see it. The chat is, it seems like if I don't touch it, then it's fine. But then as soon as I go to scroll it, then it just goes to some random spot. And I'm like, where am I? Okay. I'm good today. I didn't trade today. I'm more curious about how your trading went today. Yeah, I saw the small opening range this morning, and that it just stayed in that like 20 to 30 point little range for the first 10 minutes. And I kind of like accepted very early on, I'm not trading today. I watched for a little bit longer. I contemplated a short. I didn't take it. It would have won. And then that's when I was just like, that's it for me. I'm not trading today. But let me know how you did with your rules and your discipline today. Okay. Okay, these guys are talking about gold now. I don't watch the gold chart at all, but it looks like there's a few gold traders in here. I've always wanted to be able to trade multiple things so that I could just be like, oh, NQ's not doing anything. I'll go to, gold or Bitcoin or whatever and, see if my setups are showing up there. But I don't think I'm there yet. I think that's like years into the future. Kid Poker says, I never imagined before I got into this that the mental part would be the challenge. I think that's all of us. My favorite meme I think that I've ever seen about trading was like, oh God, what does it say? It was like, we didn't get into this because we knew it would be easy. We got into this because we thought it would be easy or something along those lines. And I think that's it. Like, we all come into it being like, oh, I just need to learn the technical analysis and I need to figure out a strategy, and then that's it. I can just go in and implement it. But yeah, the psychological is I think it's the really tricky part, and being consistent, right? But keep at it, and please try to take my advice on sizing down and stop worrying about the money for a month. Try to just don't spend money on the prop firms and look at the money that you are going to save as money made instead. I'm going to say Allie as the name, Allie Cara. I like your content. It's refreshing to hear that we can all relate to others' trading issues as it relates to growth. The stress combines can't be underestimated. Yeah. I had no idea how similar all these patterns were and all these things that we go through, and that, like, at some point we all struggle with the exact same things until I started doing this YouTube channel. And then it was just like, so many people were like, yep, exact same. And I'd even have days where like I would screw up on something, do some repeated pattern, and on the same day somebody would be like, yes, I also did the exact same thing today. So yeah, I think we do struggle with a lot of the same stuff, so that must be like a psychology related thing, right? Like if we're all getting tripped up by the same things. Allie, try not to, as far as the stress goes, I was so stressed the first 2 years of my trading, and I really regret it. I really regret how much I let myself be stressed out by it, how much I let it affect my moods. Like, yeah, looking back on it, I think that's the main regret that I have in my trading, is just how much I let it affect me and I let it stress me out, and I just let it kind of make me a bit of a crazy person sometimes. So my advice on the stress front is to stop having monetary goals for yourself, start focusing on the process more, and size down. Because yeah, like switching, just going from 5 micros to 2 micros was a huge difference for me in my stress level. So if you are feeling stressed, do that and really work on that, because yeah, it's not good, and it makes you a worse trader. Like if you're stressed out all the time, you're not going to be a good trader. Samir, FOMC broke my discipline. Oh no. So were you doing well for the day, and then you saw the FOMC action going on, and then you got in when you weren't supposed to? I'm assuming that's probably what happened. Okay. Build your CNC. It seems like are you a trading teacher? Or like, because Yusuf is familiar with your work and says, my teacher would watch your videos in school. Okay, I'm going to have to check out your videos. If they're on options, though, I'm going to have to not watch much, because I don't want to be like, oh, okay, I'm doing all right in futures, and then veer off into something new. How do I get on your accountability list? David, I don't have the Discord yet. I am working on it. I want to have it up next week, but I have like a sort of like, I want it to be very organized, and I want like a clear sort of path for people to get accountability in it. So yeah, it's not just a matter of me like putting in some rooms and like throwing it up. But next week. Okay, so if you want to get on the accountability list now, just tell me what you're working on. Like, so Mia is like, just for an example, she just wants to be taking 1 trade a day and not watching her trades. That's her, challenge for the next couple weeks to get back on track. So if your issue is like you're cutting your winners too soon, then just let me know. I'm bailing for 5 points and I want to be holding for my full profit targets, or I move my stops. Like the thing that is really sort of tripping you up, let me know what it is. Your main rule, I guess. And then I'll put you on the list. And then in here, I will check to see how you're doing with it. And if you want to be like Kid Poker and we focus on you for the whole time, then that might happen too. Jerry says, sometimes I feel like if I utter the word plan, the Almighty takes it as a challenge. Yeah, it's hard to stick with the plan, and that's like my husband is always like, just the frustration over the years of like, when I have a day, like I'd go on tilt, I'd blow up, I'd lose a bunch of accounts, and then he would come home and I'd have to tell him about it, and then he'd be like, he would take it as like, well, obviously you can't trade, and obviously your strategy sucks. And then I'd have to be like, well, no, I went off plan and I was taking random trades and I went on tilt. And then to him, it's like, well, you idiot, just stick to your plan then. Which, I guess he just doesn't understand how difficult it is to follow this trading plan when you're seeing the market, and I guess like FOMO, or you do one stupid thing and then it just kind of cascades and you jump into more stupid things. But yes, on the plan thing. Okay, Alex says, broke my rules. Oh no. Broke my rules, $50 away from passing, take profit trader 25K account. Alex, did you lose the account, or is the account still okay? Like, did you fully blow up, or is it just like, I was $50 from passing and now I'm $500 away from passing? But either way, I completely understand how that can happen. I think we've all had that, where we are really close to passing or really close to getting a payout, and we just totally blow it. Sorry, I feel like I pause on things because I have the normal way where I would phrase things, but then I'm like, I gotta make it sort of appropriate for YouTube. So then I have to change how I would actually say it. Oh, this chat. I wanted to hear about this options trading, and now I can't find it. Okay. Build your CNC. My option selling puts me either well below the price action or well above the price action, depending on where I think the price will go. There's a certain level of margin of safety. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to have to just like watch some of your stuff maybe, because it sounds like that will maybe explain what you're doing. Hey, sorry, I know your name's not Rupert, but I'm calling you that. You did not tell me where you're overall being stupid, unless I just never got to it. So there's a spot for you on the accountability list, but I don't know what you need to be accountable on. I'm going to write just like stupid here as a note, stupid behavior. But I don't have anything more than that until you tell me like where you're really kind of tripping up. Rob, watched all your videos and it made me look at my own trading. I also struggled with discipline, so I managed that by taking A+ on the PAs and keep an eval for when I feel the need to trade more. That's a smart plan. Yeah, I like that idea of having either a backup eval or a practice account or whatever, and just make sure that you stay super disciplined on your funded accounts. So that's really good. I suck at trading multiple accounts, but I believe that it can work for other people. All right, so Ken blew one PA and one other eval, and that did well on another eval. Gold can be nuttier than NQ. I'm not going to look at it. I'm just sticking with the NASDAQ until I feel like I've really mastered this thing and it's too easy and too boring for me to trade, and then I'll move on to something else. All right, bye, Jerry. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Oh, hey, Jason. I have not seen you in a long time on here. Caught the long off the dump. Size down. Nice. Okay, you're going to have to come back tomorrow or another day, or update me on how your trading's been going, because I feel like I haven't got a discipline or trading update from you in a while, and I have been wondering. I do worry sometimes in the comments that maybe I come across as a bit of a weirdo, because like someone I hadn't heard from in a while the other day commented on one of my videos, and I said like, oh, I was worried about you. And I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be like worried about people who have commented on videos that I haven't heard from in a while. But I feel like with trading, like you worry that it's like, oh no, maybe this person got into like a really bad sort of like spiral of degen behavior, and like they're going through something really difficult, and you know, that's why I haven't heard from them. But it was nothing like that, and I'm sorry if I weird anybody out by telling them that I was worried about them, because I didn't see them in a while. But it's good to see you in here, Jason. Jason was actually, I think, the first person who commented on one of my videos saying like, I think you're really onto something with this. Like, I think this is a really good idea and you're onto something. And he also said you're gonna, you know, like you should start a Discord. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna start a Discord. Nobody's gonna watch my videos, but like, thanks anyways. And now I'm starting a Discord. So you were right, Jason. Mikhail, I degen today, tilted after the slow opening this morning, knowing that there was news in the afternoon. Then yeah, overtraded and tilted. Stuck to the rules and hit daily loss 4R. Okay, well, yeah, that sucks. And yeah, I feel you on that, because like I find it really hard to trade when the open is really slow, like how it was just in that crappy little range, and then, you know, no real follow through on anything. If you notice that that's bad for you to trade, then I think be extra careful and put like a more of a time limit on. Like if it's not happening in the first hour or something, then I'm done for the day, because obviously that's easier on you mentally and also financially to just not trade that day. So sorry that happened, but you can make a note and hopefully learn from it. Okay, Cameron says if you want to size up, I've been struggling with sizing up. I've had to size down. Again, you'll tell me if you can hear me drinking my water. Okay, if you want to size up, do it in 10% increments, like lifting weights. Yeah, this is true. You don't go from 50 kg. Okay, well, I don't do 50 kg at all, but I get what you're saying, to 150 kg in one jump. You do it gradually until you're comfortable, then size up again. I think that's really good advice, because I wanted to size up by adding on another take profit trader account. I was going to add on another eval, but then I was stressing about it because like I just was feeling like I'm not ready for another account. I've been doing good with the one, and then luckily some people in the comments told me just like don't feel rushed to try and size up, and don't feel rushed to try and get into another account. So thank you to those people for that advice. I listened, and I'm still waiting on adding another account, and I'm just in no hurry, because I think the reason to hurry would be just for money, right? So it's not because like, oh, I'm trading consistently and I feel like I'm ready. It would just be like, I want to add another account because I want more payouts. I want to make more money on the payouts. So I think that's not an ideal reason to do it. Oh, thanks, Build Your CNC. Live streaming is so strange. I got a bit of flack in the comments on the last video for like having a script, but like somebody was just like being a jerk about it, and then somebody else was like, why are you using a script? It would be more authentic if you weren't using a script. And I said, if I wasn't using a script, this same video would have taken me like an hour. Like this would be an hour-long video instead of a 12-minute video, which is, people seem to have about 12 minutes, not an hour. So yeah, the live streaming is, it's strange, but it is exciting to like get to talk to people in real time and ask questions and get answers back right away on it. So I definitely like that aspect of it. And yeah, I hope it's somewhere where people can come. Like I was thinking with Power Hour, and like if people are still trading during Power Hour, then at least they can listen to trading content that isn't going to influence their trading in a negative way. My hope is that it would influence them to follow their rules and stick to their plan, but it's not me saying like, oh, a long here looks really good or anything like that. So thank you. Oh, The Truth Is Out There says, I've learned the mental game is the whole thing. I can feel it in my heart, and I'm planning to stop trading because of it. What? I just hope it doesn't kill me first. You're going to stop trading? Well, I mean, if you need to stop, then that's fine. But I don't know. I would just, I don't know, look at other options before stopping, because not to bring up Kid Poker again, but I'm going to. I feel like he's like the episode or the live stream is like about him. So I'm going to bring him up again. And like he was wanting to quit a week ago or a few weeks ago. He had a bad tilt day, blew up a bunch of prop accounts, and he wanted to quit. And I was just like, my message to him was like, please try sizing down and being really strict on your rules and not focusing on the money for a while first before you quit. And then if you're still like, no, I want to quit, then go ahead and quit. But you know yourself, and if it's time for you to quit, then you know that. There's no trading content on your channel. Well, what the heck? I'm still going to check it out anyways now because I'm curious. I thought I'd learn about these options trades that you're making. Oh, he does things with electronics. Okay. Well, my husband would probably be interested in your content then. So maybe I'll send him to it. Sounds like you can make more money on YouTube than trading. I don't know. I because somebody came in the comments regularly saying that like people would say they had a bad day or something, and then he would constantly go on all those and be like, "Yeah, you should start a YouTube channel. That's where the money's at." But I looked into it, and it's like the percentages for like people who make a living on YouTube, I think is lower than the percentages for making it in trading. So, yeah, but people definitely can make money on YouTube. And I know like a lot of the trading influencers do make a lot of money. And I think a lot of that comes down to live trading when other people are trying to trade. And I don't think that they're doing this intentionally, but it's they're getting in your head while you're trading. You're getting frustrated with yourself because you're not sticking to your plan because you're listening to them. You blow up accounts, you go and reset, you use their code, they make more money. So, yes, people can make a lot of money on YouTube for sure. Yeah, you need to be selling something. Mikhail started with some losses, got back to break even. Oh, Mikhail, I feel like I did a video about this last week where it's like we got to just stop when we get to break even because I did the same thing where it's like I could have just got out at break even, but then or I think maybe that day I did, but in the past it would be like I'd get to break even and then it's like, well, now I'm feeling lucky or it's going my way or I'm greedy, so I'm going to stay in the trade or I'm going to take another trade. Yeah. Well, now you know for next time and maybe put something about break even in your plan because I never had anything in my plan about those cases where I do trade more than I'm supposed to and I do get back to break even. Oh, I lost the darn chat again. Nope. Build your CNC. I'm not trying to get into options trading. I gotta stay focused on futures. I'm finally doing okay with it. Oh, nice. Truckery. Update payout requested. Currently up $800 off one micro on another account. Okay, good job. Right? Because yesterday you were close to a payout, and I would said like just be careful when you're close to that payout. And it sounds like you did it today, and you're getting the payout. So nice work. That's awesome. Sam, morning. Okay. I can't remember where you are. Are you in Australia? Had another bad day yesterday. I was having a good month until that big tilt day. Really disappointed in myself. I get scared to size up when I'm winning, but always end up losing big. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I mean, obviously we all understand the feeling of being disappointed in yourself when you screw up. Yeah, and that sucks when your month is going well and then you have one day that kind of wipes that out. So again, I think we've all been there. I think the only advice I can give you on this is to just really sit down and look at your rules later if you haven't already. Look at where things went wrong in the first place, like what sort of put you on tilt. So figure out what put you on tilt. Is there a rule that you can implement to stop that from happening next time the same sort of situation presents itself? And then just really look at your rules and make sure you're clear on them, and then just go back in with the rules kind of front and center for your trading, and just really a process oriented approach, right? Like, so size down and just try to get yourself back on track. Get some more consistent, disciplined days in, and just try to put this out of your head. Take what you can learn from it and then move on from it and try to stop it from happening next time, or try to make it smaller next time. I would say that I like kind of went on tilt on Friday. I broke my rules. I took a trade with like 2 minutes left in the session, and I lost $180 on one account. A year ago, I don't know what that would have been. It probably would have been at least 5 blown accounts. So you can make your tilt days, I think, over time less and less. Like, you're still going to have them where you break your rules, but try to get something in place where you can minimize it so that you don't come away feeling so shitty about things. So that's all I have for you. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. It sucks, but hey, Coho Salmon. Thank you for telling people to hit the like button. Yeah, I'm so bad with remembering to do that stuff. I did find, like, in my videos at the end, I'd always be like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. But then my 4-year-old son was doing something one day, and I heard him being like, comment, subscribe. And I was like, oh no, I gotta stop saying that. And I'm like, I don't want him out in the world saying like, comment, subscribe. Oh, Yusuf says, you need a TikTok account and a business mail. Okay, I am setting up. I'm not going to get a TikTok account or any kind of social media. I hate social media. I had a business before, and it kind of was, I think the 4-year-old.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Dad's home.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm still on here, so.
I just told him.
Okay, you gotta get out of here.
And I just saw myself.
Yeah.
Video.
All right, I'll be up in a minute, Hank.
Yeah, you can. Sure.
Okay. Oh, sorry about the door's pretty loud. Okay, now I don't know. Okay, right. Yusuf. I'm not gonna have a TikTok account, no social media. I hate social media. I had a business before, and it was like, the point of the business, it got to where I realized, like, if I want the business to succeed, I have to do social media, and I'm going to have to be on social media every day. And I decided instead I'm quitting the business, because I don't want social media to be a part of my life at all. Like, I don't think it's really a net positive for anyone. So no TikTok, but I am gonna have, so I make websites, as like, I have made them for other people and then like for fun. So I'm gonna make a website for Degen Rehab, and then that will link to everything for the Discord. So then when I get the website up, I will also have my business email on there as well. So that point for sure. TikTok, definitely no, I'm staying far away from that. Martin, hey, how's it going? So it looks like it says you had a good morning, scalped, nice. And hopefully stayed out of the FOMC stuff. Okay. Joel, hey, you are great on the day, but overtraded and oversized. I feel like I put you on my discipline accountability tracker list here. So for you, I just have that you're going to take it slower on adding more accounts. So sounds like you had a good day. You're green, so that's good, but just maybe make a note of the overtrading and oversizing, but it sounds like you're already aware of that. Well, Jason, it's good that you've been busy with business. That's never a bad thing. And I think, honestly, like, we talked about this yesterday, because somebody, I'm going to say Ken or Jerry, after they finished trading, had to go and renovate their kitchen. And I was saying, I think it's actually a really good thing for my trading has been that when my trading window ends, as soon as it ends or as soon as my trade is on, it's like I have to get to work on the YouTube stuff, or now it's like the Discord stuff, the website. So have something that you need to go and work on, or you want to go and work on immediately after, to get you away from there. Oh, okay, I lost the chat again. Trucker says, what helped me detach was treating it like a science experiment. Yes, okay, we've talked about this too in the comments. Sorry, I gotta drink my water. Yeah, Kid Poker, you are famous. The whole episode was about you today. So what I want you to do is to take it in, look at your rules, try and take the advice, and then I want you to come back, come back tomorrow, of course, but I want to hear from you in like a week or two telling us that like I've turned it around, I've done all this stuff, it's made a difference. That's what I would really like to see happen. Okay, back to sorry. Maybe I need Ritalin or something. Truckery, what helped me to detach was treating it like a science experiment. Yeah, okay, so this came up in the comments on a few videos with people where it's like, could we just, to get away from the P&L and the goals and sort of like these targets, could we just try to look at it as an experiment? Does my strategy work? Or, do these rules work? What happens if I follow these rules, long term? Just look at it as like you're collecting data. It's an experiment and you just want to see what happens. So thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, co-host Evan for sure. He says every trader needs to take a break sometimes, so we quit for short periods. Yeah, and then we come back to it, I think. I don't know. Maybe some people really do quit. Aaron says, as for YouTube traders, it's all affiliates, mentorship, courses, unless you see audited brokers. Yeah. I had no idea. And I felt silly for like watching these traders and thinking like, oh, there's just, everyone's a better trader than I am and they're all making money and I'm not making money trading. And it's so easy for them. And then like because I liked watching rips. I love his like his real time sort of like fast analysis of like what's happening. And it's like, okay, if we can break this, blah, 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 then like I just enjoyed listening to rips, and it was like, oh, he's making so much money. And then, but he was honest and he said like, guys, I was rich before trading. And then I found out he also made a ton of money playing poker. So it's like, yeah, he's coming at it with a completely different mindset than somebody who isn't already rich or doesn't have a bunch of money coming in from somewhere else. And then I found out that that was pretty much the case with a lot of the traders on YouTube. So yeah, just don't compare yourself to them, and like try to keep it in your head and remember like most of them made a lot of money elsewhere before they became successful traders, and some of them aren't even successful traders. Like a lot of them are actually just frauds. So don't compare yourself, I guess. Ryan, you should get paid for your time. Please put up an Apex code. You have beautiful. Oh, Ryan, I won't let my husband see that. Sorry, you guys. My son is like, his dad's home, so he's just like in crazy mode now. So I'm sorry if it sounds like there's like an earthquake happening around me. That's just him running around like a maniac. Yeah, he wants me to, he's like, get codes for all the prop firms, but I don't know. I might get an Apex code because I have used Apex, and I do plan on going back to Apex when I'm ready for those 20 accounts. So I might get an Apex code. I don't know. I feel like I should promote the one that I'm actually using and the one that I think is more beneficial for other traders. I just think Take Profit Trader has easier rules than Apex. CP, like getting back from the beach today. Nice. I don't know where you live, but there's no beach activity for me here. Not for another year. Caution World broke my daily loss limit today. Did well yesterday. Got complacent today. Any suggestions to keep constant discipline? Yeah, okay. I feel like I should have suggestions on this because I've been talking about discipline every day for a few months now. For me, because I've fallen off recently and now I have to get back on to being disciplined, I think that one of the best things you can do is actually like make yourself, and you can use ChatGPT to make a checklist for you, or you can just write it out yourself every day. Make a little checklist of your important rules. So for me, it's one trade a day, valid setups only, don't watch the trades, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's really it for my rules. So have your top rules, make it a checklist. If you follow that every day, then you've won. Like you won the day. It was a good trading day. You followed your plan, and you need to like be proud of yourself for that and see that as the win instead of the P&L as the win. And if you do that, I think then the money will follow. Either the money will follow or you'll be like, oh, my strategy sucks. And then you can change your strategy and go into a new one having discipline. So that's what I would say. Put the discipline front and center, and that dictates whether you won or lost, not the P&L. And forget about making money, as much as that sucks. I know. Yeah, just don't have any financial goals in trading right now. Make the goals about consistency and discipline and sticking to your plan. Because if you can do those, then I think the money will come later. And it might come sooner than you thought. And it might be like me, where it's like I didn't make money, I didn't get a payout right away or anything, but I stopped spending money on prop firms, and that in turn felt like making money. Okay. Oh, Sam is in Australia. Nice. Yeah, I've never been to Australia, and I don't think I'm ever going to make it over there because the flight just seems way too long for me. But I don't know, maybe much later in life I'll feel like a 30-hour flight's reasonable. Oh, okay, now Yusuf is saying put your business mail in YouTube description because I have a German friend who also does YouTube and trading, and he gets very big offers like for a mobile game. Oh, okay, yeah, I'll put the email in. Again, I'm going to have to hide this from my husband because, just the other day he's like, you're leaving money on the table. So, okay, thank you for that. CP, as usual, I did some over trading in Sim. That's okay because you did it in Sim. On the futures to test out different strategies was in the green at the bell. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, Sim seems like a really good place to be testing out different strategies. Video journal comparison is the thief of joy, 100%. Yeah, don't compare yourself to anybody. I mean, I feel like, someone said something about comparison, and I was like, yeah, you're probably not going to feel bad comparing yourself to me and my, like, $50 day or whatever. But also, we have different situations. So don't compare yourself to me because maybe you don't have someone paying the bills for you. So you have a different sort of, like, stress level coming into trading than I do to begin with. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Hank, I'm still on here. I'll be out in 2 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you gotta close the door. Okay, I'll be right out. Don't slam it. Sorry. He is at his max patience for my streaming today. Yeah, okay, so we're not comparing. What is, Jamie says, sometimes, but then he full ports 40 accounts, pulls them up live, buys 40 more to get the chat to buy 30 and uses code so he gets, okay, I guess, yeah, so I guess, Jamie, you're talking about like a streamer. Are you talking about Rips maybe? I don't listen to Rips anymore. I lost so much money trying to, like, you cannot copy Rips's trades. Like, they're way too fast. And I think, like, he goes in with such huge size that, like, he'll be like, oh, I just made $5,000. And it was, like, a 5 or 10 point trade or something. So, yeah, definitely not trying to follow Rips anymore. I just liked how he watched the order flow and would, I just liked watching and listening when he'd be like, okay, if we can break through here, yep, okay, adding on. I just found it entertaining, and like it's such a different way of trading than how I trade, so it was interesting. Okay, Peter, how do you go about not watching the trades? Do you close the charts completely or come back every few minutes to check? Yeah, I have to close the charts completely. I stopped closing the charts because for the YouTube videos, because I would show my trade every day in the videos, I thought it's better for the videos if I can actually show the whole trade play out. And then I stopped closing the chart. And then I started watching. So, yes, now I'm back to just put the trade on, set your stop loss, your profit target, and close it, walk away. Yesterday I did it and I took my trade at 5 minutes into the New York session and I decided I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to check it until I come on the stream at power hour, and then I checked it. So yeah, I would really recommend doing that. I did it in my personal account a lot before I started YouTube, and that one, the platform takes like 5 or 10 minutes to load. So that was a really good one for me when I like closing that, because it's like you're not going to just get an impulse to be like, oh, I just want to check quick, because you do have to like kind of sit there and wait for it to come up again. But yeah, if you're having a hard time with moving your stops or bailing on your winners, or just being too stressed and interfering with your trades, I would really suggest trying to not watch them. Just do like a little experiment for a week or two where you put it on and actually close it up and give it at least an hour before you go and check it. Ryan, I hear you on the authenticity, but not everyone is in the same place. For some, Apex I know that Apex is a better choice for some people, for sure. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I can probably get an Apex code, because that seems reasonable, because I have used Apex and I do plan on going back to them. Okay, Yusuf, have fun at the gym. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna not come in the room again. What areas of life outside of trading do you find it hard to be disciplined, patient, etc.? This is the, Jay, by the way, Jay Kim. This is what has driven me the most crazy about trading, and like why my husband also just like can't get it, like why I keep screwing up. I am so like, other people think that I just have like crazy discipline, because like with eating, like I haven't eaten my favorite foods in like over 10 years, which I guess to a lot of people seems crazy. I'm good with exercise. Like I can consistently like get up every morning and do some kind of exercise. I make all of our food. It's a huge pain in the ass. Like I think our eating is pretty high maintenance, but like I stick to that and I do that long term. So patience, I think parenting is the hardest thing to be patient in. That really, I think probably challenges me patience wise more than trading, more than anything else. Trading's maybe helped with my patience in parenting, but yeah, like being a parent is hard. It's hard on my patience. My daughter, it wasn't nearly as difficult, but my son is just like a really, I don't know, a very persistent guy when he wants something, which is like all the time. So yeah, I wasn't always disciplined in all areas though. Like I said this the other day, like I feel like I've been a degen across the board through multiple areas in my life. So yeah, like I haven't just been like a disciplined person forever. Like I became disciplined in all these different areas over time. And now the ones where I have discipline, it's just easy because it's a habit. So I'm really hoping that I can do that with trading, where eventually it's just like, you know, how I would never go and eat at McDonald's. I would never break my trading rules. Hopefully. I don't know. It seems harder than not eating McDonald's. Yeah, don't slam the door and then right after. Oh, Anime Hunter wants to hug my son. Yeah, he is cute, and that saves him a lot in life. Oh, yeah, no, I didn't mute you. I have not had to mute anybody in here. That's nice. And I appreciate you guys not saying horrible things in the chat, because I don't read them before I read them out loud. So, like, you know, you could get me on there and you don't. So I appreciate that. Mike says set chart alerts and wait for the trade to come to you. That way you don't watch the charts all day. Sorry. And then I read another thing. I'm like, oh, what do I answer first? I agree with that. So, okay, like for me, that only works on one of my setups, which is like my B strategy, where it leaves the opening 1 minute range, tests it, makes a new high, comes back and tests it again. So I could set an alert for that second test to then get into the trade, but it doesn't work for any of my other strategies. But all my strategies are based around the New York Open. So it's like, for me, it's like if it's, I have an hour and a half to trade, and I'm totally fine just like sitting there and watching the charts for an hour and a half. But if you do have a strategy that takes longer to set up, then definitely set the alerts and don't sit there watching, because then you will just get pulled into sort of some random FOMO trade that you don't want to take. Trucker E, my one micro trade put on at midnight and went to sleep, just closed out at 1 to 3. Nice. Yeah, I can't do the overnight trading. I don't know, I think it would interfere with my sleep too much. Mike, my husband, is not a trader as well. He got me into trading through Andrew Tate's school, but he doesn't trade. He traded one time just to like show me how easy it was. He bought an Apex eval. He used my alerts that were coming to his phone through TradingView. And basically he just picked up a 5-point scalp for $100 on a mini every single day, passed the eval, and then got very close to a payout, and then tried to like actually start trading and blew up. So that's his trading, but he doesn't trade. Someone asked where I'm streaming from. I am streaming from Winnipeg in Canada. And build your CNC. So I say that I've been trading for 3 years, because I count it from when I left the Discord group, like the Signals group, and started trading on my own. So I guess it's been 3.5 years since I started trading, but I don't count that first 6 months where I wasn't actually trading. Like I never took my own trades. I didn't know what was going on in the market. I just waited for the Discord alerts and did what the guy told me to do. I lost lots of money doing that. Wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, so 3 years trading on my own. Rupert question, how many different courses or indicators or educational materials have you guys spent money on? Oh, that's a good one. I should probably ask people that tomorrow. So for me, what did I spend money on? Al Brooks. I bought Al Brooks' trading course. I can't remember how much it cost. It was at least $300, but I really just had no clue what I was doing. And then I saw him on a webinar or something, and I was like, I like his calm energy and I like his black and white charts, and I want to be like this guy. So I bought his course, and his course is insane because it's like, I don't know how many hours his course is, but like it's just, I want to say like hundreds of hours. It's a very long course, and there's so much in it. I should probably go back to it at some point, because I'm sure I would get more out of it now than when I first started trading. Do you build on buffer with TPT? Okay, yeah. So I was going to build on the buffer, and then I got close to getting up $2,000 because the buffer's $1,500. And then I started focusing too much on the P&L, and someone said, just take out everything above the buffer every day. So then I started doing that. And now I'm a couple $100 below the buffer. So I'm just not even, now I'm just not even thinking about a payout right now. So I'm sure if I stick to my rules, I'm sure I'll be having a payout in a week or two. If I go back to not following my rules, then I'll lose the account. Caution World, can you explain why you don't trail your stop loss? Because I suck at it, probably. Yeah, I'm not good at it. I've not practiced doing it. I feel like when I try to manage my trades, that's when I just interfere, and I just cause myself stress, and I make less money than if I had just been like, okay, here's my stop. here's my 1.5 target, and I'm going to close it up and be done with it. So at some point, I do want to work out a strategy for trailing my stop loss on certain setups and in certain conditions, but right now I just have to go back to my basics of just set it and close it and be done with it. Just, I was losing too much money. But yeah, I'm not against trailing your stops. I just am not good at it. I'm going to call you Ryan because I think your name is probably Ryan. I love your channel. Oh, thank you. I do not like trading on Tradevate though. It's a choppy trading nightmare. Is it? I don't know. I'm so lazy with like software and platforms and setting things up that I'm just like, I'll just learn to use sort of like whatever's there and whatever's easy. And I like Tradevate because it's just like in the browser, so I don't need to have any special software. Yeah, I don't know. What have I traded with? Top Step, I used theirs. That one wasn't good for my strategy because it's not good for entering quickly on stops. Maybe they've changed it, but when I traded with it, it was not good for that. Ninja Trader, I liked Ninja Trader. So Ryan, if you could use Ninja Trader instead, maybe check that out. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have a problem with Tradevate though. Oh, it's a copy trading nightmare. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. I've heard that. Because somebody before told me to, she said like she was having a problem bailing on her winners. And I'm like, just, put the trade on, set your stop in your TP, and then close it up and be done. But she said I'm copy trading. And apparently in Tradevate, you can't use bracket orders on when you're copy trading. So I guess you have to like manually go in to each one to put a stop and a TP on it. So yeah, that doesn't sound good. I guess can you buy a different trade copier to use? I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look into this. Give me a second. I'm going to write this down because I do want to figure this out. Tradevate copier options. Okay, good. Okay, BP, but do you agree that if you can have a bigger buffer, you can survive bigger drawdown? Yeah, I do agree with that. And I wanted to have a bigger buffer and then I wanted to increase my size, but I just became too focused on the P&L and just too stressed about it. So I was like, for now, I'm just going to have to stay with the 1 or 2 micros and just take whatever's above the 1500. But yeah, ideally, I want to get above the buffer. I want to build the account up and I want to be able to size up and I want to be able to add more accounts. But it's just going to take a lot longer than I would have ever thought it's going to take. Yeah, Alex likes Tradevate. I like Tradevate, but I know what he's saying because I've heard other people complain about it for copy trading. So I do think that's a real problem with it. If you're not copy trading, then Tradevate's great. If you're copy trading, then we got to find a different solution for it, I guess. Cameron, okay, so now we're talking about the stop losses. On any strategy, try first moving stop to break even. But I just feel like when I have moved my stop to break even, then it gets tagged and then like I'm always doing this in the case of a short. I don't know why my default is shorts, but it's always like it tags my stop loss and then it goes, whereas it's like it wouldn't have taken out my initial stop loss. So, and then I get pissed off and then I jump into something and I lose money and I go on tilt. So that's why I'm just like very hesitant to manage my trades just because I haven't done well with it. But okay, so sorry, you said first moving stop to break even. When price moves half your target into the money. Okay, I mean, you know what? This is a good idea, I think. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I mean, the idea of taking partials is also appealing. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to back test to see like if it would work better for me to move it to break even when it's halfway to the target. Okay, Trucker, he says you can use, Trade Syncer to copy trade your Tradevate accounts. Okay. I'll put that down. I wonder how much trade sinker cost. I bought Apex's trade copier before. And then I was like, oh, some of them are free. Oh, and then I went over to Top Step and I'm like, oh, you can copy trade for free over here. Okay, CP, we'll see you later. I will be back tomorrow. Yes, you have a good night. And I am going to have to get out of here soon too because I'm supposed to be done 15 minutes ago. Alex, because copy trading doesn't make sense from trading point. If you trade properly, you just focus on one account. Distraction made by props. Alex, I am torn on this issue also. Because I get what you're saying. And just grow the one account and then scale up your size instead of having multiple accounts. But then I think that, like, on the psychological side of it, it might be easier for me, like, to have 5 take profit trader accounts and just be trading 1 or 2 micros on each one. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm torn on that. I get the appeal of multiple accounts, but then I also get the argument for just growing one account. So I don't have an answer on that. Mike, it's always better to break even and get tapped out than to lose money. I disagree, actually, Mike. For me, it's easier to just accept the full loss where my stop should have been than to have these ones where it tags me at a break even or for a couple bucks and then goes. Yeah, so I gotta disagree on that one. For me, for other people, it might be better to have the break even. Yeah, sorry, Mike. It's just for me. Other people, maybe not. I'm just saying, me personally, nothing. There are like a few things that really piss me off when I'm trading, and that is one of them. So like if I have like a tilt risk meter, like that happening is like very high on my tilt risk meter. Okay. Anyways, yes, thanks everyone for watching. I will be back here tomorrow, so stick to your rules, and yeah, everyone have a great trading day, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll see if I can figure out how to turn this thing off now.